Today we'll talk about how Eraques is likely the reason that Xehanort pretty much won at the end of KHBBS. So there's a couple of issues with how he chose to handle things. At the start of the game, Terra fails his Mark of Mastery exam. Now here's the thing, he failed him because darkness peeked out of Terra's hand for a brief second, and Eraques, being such a freak about darkness not being present anywhere, immediately fails him for that very reason. This set up a domino effect which led to Terra following Master Xehanort, leading to him getting manipulated and used and eventually possessed by the big bad bald motherfucker. Now think about how things would have gone if, I don't know, Eraques was impressed that Terra kept his cool and at least gave him some props for that. If that had happened, I don't think Terra would have just ended up listening to Xehanort's advice at any point, let alone on multiple occasions. This then led to, towards the end of the game, Terra getting possessed, Ventus almost getting killed by Eraques, and Eraques himself dying, and Terra figured out that Xehanort was using him by this point, but it was way too late. So the first issue is definitely Eraques not acknowledging Terra's efforts and not giving him the credit he deserves. Secondly, there's a problem in how he handles Ventus. Now, here's the thing, in Birth by Sleep, Ventus is a giant naive time bomb, which we all know what Xehanort planned to use for, right? However, Eraques was so caught up in not letting Ventus out of his sight, keeping him at home and never allowing him to go anywhere, which of course only made Ventus want to dip more, and so he went after Terra when Terra went on his task. Now, granted, I don't think that with Ven particularly, Eraques could have done much more considering what Xehanort's plans for him were anyway. However, going back to Terra briefly, if he hadn't been such a hard ass, Ventus maybe wouldn't have gone after Terra, and Terra maybe would have passed. And you know, that logic of Eraques being a little bit of a hard ass applies to Ventus too. Maybe he should have given the kid at least a little bit more freedom, and maybe he wouldn't have run off like that. That's just my take though. Lastly, if you look at it this way, and if Terra hadn't gone out seeking advice from Xehanort, which also was partially for him to blame because he was way too naive, but if he was never put in that position in the first place, he wouldn't have gotten possessed. Ventus wouldn't have been like, yo dude, who shut the lights off for 10 years, and Aqua wouldn't have to spend the same 10 years in the realm of darkness. And you know what else? Eraques himself wouldn't have died, and all of this could have been prevented, and the only thing he should have done is been less of a hard ass, or at least gave Terra more credit and allowed Ven a little bit more room to breathe. But I do blame him far less for the stuff with Ven, because like I said, the kid was a ticking time bomb during the entirety of Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. And with that said, I want to thank you for watching this video. What do you guys think about this topic? I don't know, maybe I'm going a little bit too harsh on Eraques with this, but I do think that he did fuck up in some ways. But until the next video or stream, bye bye.